He got the Saints, was going to be a good game. Then he got to play the Rams, Steelers, Eagles, Cowboys, Bengals. So they control their own destiny to get into the playoffs as well. As y'all can see, man, playoffs is right around the corner. We in week 12 right now. Let's get to it, man. Let's talk about what I'm here to talk about. Who's doing what, when, where, how, and hang. All right, man. Passing yards in the NFL. Lamar's on top right now. Ugalele's number 2. Justin Herbert's 3. Hudson Carr 4. Baker Mayfield 5. Trevor Lawrence is 6. Harvey is 7. Wilson is 8. Kyler Murray is 9. And JT Daniels rounds off the top 10. Passing yards. Touchdown throwers right now. Who's throwing the most touchdowns? Trevor Lawrence for 41. Herbert 36. Right behind him is DJ Ugalele. Hudson Card 33. Lamar Jackson 30. Justin Fields 26. Eric Mahoney 26. Corey Richardson, my player 23. And JT Daniels 22. Who's donating the most? Throwing the most picks on the year right now? Baker Mayfield with 34. Surprise, surprise. Justin Herbert is up here with 31. Jalen Hurts with 31. Sam Howell, 30. Josh Allen, 30. Joe Burrow, 30. Bryce Young, 28. Kevin Harvey, 28 as well. Jordan Love, 27. Donations. Oh, yeah. You would think J.K. Dobbins got the most handoffs. Nope. 209 carries for Hanif Anderson. Then it's 192 with J.K. Dobbins, Sean Dollar 189, Sherman 188, Emmanuel 181. They the 180 guys. Yards-wise, obviously there was leagues more of a running league than it is a passing league, so you're going to see a whole bunch of 1,000-yard rushes right now. J.K. Dobbins leads the league, 1945, he in the game right now. Leaf Buck is behind that with 1660. Michael Carter with 1527. His game ain't over yet. So this is going to come up a little higher. Travis Etienne, 1332. Journey Brown with 1241. Sean Dollars, the rookie, 1239. Having a superstar season right now. Najee Harris with 1097. Donovan Edwards, 1020. Then you got Lorenzo Lingard, 993. Trey Sherman, 977. Jalen Berger's up here with 927. So you got a whole bunch of guys on their way to 1,000 yards as well.
First time with J.K. Dobbins.
Touchdowns right now. 20 for Michael Carter. 18 for his brother, Lil T, 18. J.K. Dobbins, 17. Travis Etienne, 17. Luke Anderson, 15. Najee with 14. Lingard with 14. And Master T, 12. Christian McCaffrey said, not so fast, my friend. I ain't done yet. Getting up there in age, but we're not done yet. He got 12. Emery with 11. Sean Dollars, 10. Herbert, 10. Henry, 10. Henry with 10 rushing touchdowns. He is woke. Okay. All right, so the running backs is doing what they're doing right now. Now, receiving, wide receivers right now. Passing receptions for these guys. Anthony Schwartz and Harold Berger with 61 catches. Jamar Chase, 58. Tight end Michael Myers, 55. Jordan Whittington, 54. Kadarius Toney out the backfield with 53 catches. Brandon Ayuk over here with 52. Peyote, 50. And Waddle, 49. Manuel, running back, 49. Frazier's 49. Yards-wise right now, you're not going to see a lot of 1,000-yard receivers. However, we do got a couple of them. So look at Jaden Waddle right back on top with 1426. 1266 for Anthony Schwartz and Jamar Chase. These three are always up here from the same draft class. They always in the top. Come down to passing yard or receiving yards. Josh Vann is a newcomer on this list. 1229. He balling out right now. Henry Ruggs always up there. 1,083. DK Metcalf is back in Seattle with 1049. The tight end Michael Mara almost to 1,000 yards. Okay, Mike, 913 from his tight end, and Dijon Dixon for the Giants with 908. And the guys that's on their way to 1,000 right behind him are the guy right behind him are Dijon Dixon, Jaylon Darden, Warren Newman, Amari Braxton. These guys all going to touch 1,000 before it's all said and done. We at week 12 right now. Peyote, JoJo Early, Eskridge, Darren Jones. I think all these guys that I'm showing right now are all going to touch 1,000 yards before season. So we got a whole bunch of guys on this list that I can see making 1,000 yards.
And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes
on the list right now. So now the guys that are,
it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
The 40-yard line.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
All right, back to it. Now, who I think having a good year, even if they're not at 1,000 yards yet at week 12, really clearly comes through my vision and what I think. All right, so let's just take a look at some things. Josh Van is a guy that we haven't seen now. Obviously, we have a coach over here. We haven't had a real coach sitting on the Rams for a while now. But Josh Van is playing at a high level right now with 36 catches. I told you with the 14 touchdowns right now. So some of these names we already know. We know Waddle, Schwartz, Chase. All right, I want to get down here to some of the guys that's like, to me, is newcomer right now. John Dixon, I think he has arrived as a receiver. And he became coming the #1 receiver for the New York football team over there, the Giants. I think we're going to see a lot more out of him. He will have double-digit touchdowns before it's all said and done. Now, Jaylon Darden, we know who he is, but he's been playing at way better since he's became the #2 receiver for the Seahawks. As the #2 receiver, #3 receiver for the Ravens for the first 2 seasons, then the next 2 he moved to the #2. Well, for 1 full season, he surpassed his yardage and stuff in his production as a #2 over there for the Seahawks right now. Now, Warren Newman, the rookie right now, playing at a high level. 38 catches, 9. Now, he over there with a crowded receiving corps over there, the Chargers. But the Chargers throw the football, and they got room to spread that shit out with all their receivers.
Down to the 37-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Armand Braxton, we know who he is. We know what he can do. We know what he's capable of. I wouldn't say he's a newcomer to that 1,000 yards because if you take a look at him, this guy's always a 1,000-yard receiver. He's been going since day one.
And he'll be
Although he missed that 1,000 yards in 2023, right? Missed that 1,000-yard mark. We had double-digit touchdowns. I think he's back on the rise now with 35. Before it's all said and done, he'll have 60 catches plus with 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. But it's imperative that he get him going like early. Like he got to get him going now, get him back to playing top-notch football. And since Odell Beckham has left the Browns, this is their guy right now, Jaden Bayote, and I think, again, I think he's coming into that #1 role. For him to be the #1 target for Baker Mayfield, they're still finding their glitch. They get them together over there. However, they got these guys playing at a high level right now. He does have 50 catches for 847. Again, another guy that would be double digits and 1,000+ yards. For the Browns right now, and I do think he is the right #1 over there. Now he's got to play everywhere. They move him all over the place to get matchups with him, and he's the guy that's going to get the most targets out of all the receivers over there. Darren Jones, 6'8". Now we finally got a home for him where we can really see him getting activated right now. And he's the mismatch for anybody. At 6'8", man, it's hard to cover this guy. Throwing that thing up, especially from 20 yards in. You're not covering it if he throws it up. There's nothing you can do because he's not just 6'8". He's jumping over top of everybody, too. He got bunnies. And when you got bunnies, you can swing Wagner. You know what I'm talking about? So I think we're going to start to see him in the NFC and his name keep popping up as one of those guys that we want to keep spotlighting and looking at right now. The rest of these guys, I don't see too many other people on here that I can really sit there and be like, yeah, they're the guys. So let's look at touchdowns and see who's leading the league right now with touchdowns. And the rookie, Warren Newman, with 17. I think Warren Newman will be the guy over here going down the stretch, too, as well. I don't think Eskridge going anywhere. But I don't think that he's going to bring back Devontae Smith. I think Devontae Smith is going to either get traded before the year's out. Before we get into the off season, I see Devontae Smith playing for somebody else, man. I just don't see it. Him still being a Charger at the end of the year. They kind of loaded the receiver, and he's kind of really not needed at this point. No Henry Ruggs, DK, like I said, Josh Van, Jones. JoJo Early is coming up too, a rookie receiver. When you got Jay Waddle over there with the speed, they go get themselves another Alabama guy. That's a speed burner too. I think this is going to help this offense be more explosive right now. Like, we're already explosive with Waddle at receiver. He's hard to cover, especially as a deep threat. Get behind the defense, throw the top off. Got another guy on the other side right now. And can he become a number 2 receiver, or is he going to be that slot guy that just has that type of speed where he can just make things happen everywhere on the field? I don't know yet. Right now, we're still trying to figure it out with him. But what we do know is he cannot double team Waddle, and you think that you're just going to match up one-on-one over there. You can get it off right now with a top-tier corner, but that's not going to last too much longer.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers.
Elijah Moore, Devontae Smith, Paris Campbell. All right, that's about it right there with the receivers. Let's go look and see who's doing what. My bad. On defense.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one.
All right, son, you know it's time to go to bed, right? Y'all like shit sweet, like y'all got school tomorrow.
But also a pretty good 15-yard return.
That's secondary.
First
All
and
the
10.
duplicators, imitators.
All right. When it comes down to linebackers or players, period, when you talk about tacklers, man, the linebackers are doing a good job right now throughout the league. So when I go to tackles as a whole right now, Patrick Queen leading the league in 81 right now. Michael Parsons is right behind him, 76. Brian Williamson, the my player, with 74. Isaiah Simmons, 70. Hussein Brewer, the my player, with 70. And then Owen Papo, Auburn, 69. Lote, 67. Neal, 67. Overshawn, 65. And then Brandon Smith, 65. Tackle for loss is my favorite stat. We always talk about these stats because these are my favorite. You got a safety who get tackles in the backfield more than anybody else. 18 of them. Middle linebacker, my player, Brian Williamson, with 14. Lane Dixon, you see a lot of names spelled wrong because the game won't allow us to put Dixon on the game, so Dixon. But it's Lane Dixon from Michigan with 12. Loudermilk from Wisconsin with 12. Jonathan Abrams, the other safety for the Raiders, with 11. Jonathan Allen with 11. Mike Parsons, Hussein Brewer. Whole bunch of 11s here, so you got guys getting to the quarterback or getting to the backfield, making tackles in the backfield. Sacks. Myles Garrett is always up there, always putting in work. He's on his way to 20-plus sacks, 15 and a half. Joey Bosa moved from D into the D tackle, and all he does is get to the quarterback 13 times. Lane Dixon from the outside linebacker spot got 10 and a half. Greg Jose for the Bears with 10 and a half. Sean Price, the ex-Raven, was over the ball for the Jets with 10. Quentin Williams with 10, and then you get to the guys with 9 and a half and 9. Going down the stretch. All right, so before I look at anything else, you got to make sure I ain't missing no names on here. Nah, that's good. And then NFC, you know they don't keep all stuff 13, 10. Nah, we go. Nick Bosa wasn't on here, 9.5. Chase Young 9, Burns 9, Orlando 8.5. All right, so that's that. There you go. Let's go back to the NFL. Take a look at the interception rate right now. Told y'all Palomalo has 12. Marco Wilson for the Browns, the number 2 corner over there with 12. Isaac Taylor Stewart, the number 2 corner for the Chargers with 11. Chargers with the best secondary in the league. I think he said that, the best secondary in the league. We'll take a look at that too. Jonathan Abrams with 10. Martin Johnson, the my player, with 10. Jeremy Chin for the Panthers with 10. And then you got the young boys coming up. Fred Davis, Simpkins, safety James Wiggins. Darius Williams is having a great year too. And then you got some of the Dion kids over there. Isaiah Bolden with 7. Galvatron, a rookie safety, 7. Edmonds, Trill Williams, Stingley. Got a whole bunch of 7s going on over here, man. Let's take a look at team stats right now. I'm going to start flat out with defense. We're going to talk about, the number 1 defense in the league. We'll talk about these Chargers. Against total yards allowed, they're number 1. 49ers are number 2. Cowboys are number 3. Browns are number 4. Packers are number 5. Nothing's changed too much. Let's look at the passing yards right now. Vikings are giving up the less amount of passing yards in the league, 1764. Chargers number 2, 1779. Browns, 1880. 49ers, 1943. Dolphins, 2005. Against the run, Saints is only giving up 706 in 12 games. Lions is 2nd. Giants is 3rd. Cowboys is 4th. Colts are 5th. Points allowed. Lions are number 1. Browns are number 2. 49ers 3. Colts 4. Cowboys 5. Sacks on the year. Browns 38. Jaguars 36. Cowboys 35. Tied with the Dolphins at 35. Ravens are in 4th with 34. 49ers football team 33. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there you go. All right, forced fumbles, recoveries, 8 for the Packers, football team 7, 6, 6, 6, 6. And you got a bunch of 5s. All right, so who's getting the pickoffs the most? Colts lead the league with 41 INTs as a team, and the best secondary in the league, Chargers with 37, tied with the Panthers with 37. So they're second in the league. Third is the Dolphins and the Lions with 36. Fourth are the Browns by themselves, and fifth are the Raiders by themselves. Let's look at offense. See what we got going on right now. All right, top offenses in the league right now, total yards gained. You got the Raiders number 1 with 6,194 yards. Behind them is the Ravens. Seahawks third. Panthers are 4th. Cowboys are 5th on this list. Total offensive yards, that's not going to change too much. We're going to see Raiders, Ravens, Panthers, Seahawks, Cowboys. Like I said, it wasn't going to change too much. Passing yards on the year. Seahawks with 3,308. Raiders are right behind them, 2. Ravens 3, Chargers 4, Browns are 5 in the league right now. The Browns is playing as a team right now. They balling. Rushing yards, surprise, surprise. Number 1 is the 49ers. Raiders is number 2. Dolphins sitting at 3 right now. Ravens at 4. Bengals at 5 in the league rushing right now. Points per game. Raiders 52-8. They're putting up a half a man on guys every game. Chargers 42-8. Rams sitting at 42-5. Ravens 39. Seahawks 39. By 0.1, the Ravens are over top of the Seahawks. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Points. Passing touchdowns. Throwing the ball. 47 for the Raiders. Chargers 36. Seahawks 35. Rams 33, Ravens 30. That's your top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Rushing touchdowns. Raiders with 30. 49ers 24. Tied with the Colts with 24. Rushing touchdowns right now. All right, so they are tied. Second right there. Third place. Rams, Ravens, Cowboys. Third place. Panthers in 4th place. Chiefs in 5th place. Tied. So they go your stats. So when you look at rounded off the guys that are getting the most stuff, I will say the Chargers are a top 5 defense, possibly a top 3. Offensively, the Raiders are definitely a top 5, if not number 1. They are damn near number 1 in every category. Across the board. All right, fellas, man. The league is at week 12, and we're looking for guys that's going to get into the playoffs, and those guys that are going to, might as well get ready for the off season to continue to build their teams. After we advance, it's crazy because I can't never get a true stat here because we advance and then games get played real fast. So we're always going to get those situations where you got the Raiders sitting at 1, of course, 11-0. I think the Rams are going to move in the number 2 spot, and then we got a whole host of 2-loss teams. So it's going to get shuffled around. Somehow, some way, they get shuffled around right now. But right now, you can see 1 through 7 is on there, and I just think that 2 won't be 2 for too much longer. They just took a loss. Let's see how the divisions is shaping up. All right, so the Browns are 9-2 on a 4-game winning streak right now. Ravens is right behind them, 7-4. At this point, it's a 2-man race during Week 12. These guys play each other still, and both of them still got some good teams on their schedule that they got to play. And the AFC South, it looks like the Colts are pulling away with the division right now, 8-2 right now. So at this point, they are 4 games ahead of the Jaguars. Jaguars have to pretty much go undefeated for them to change anything on the outcome. I can't see it. So it looks like the AFC South champs is going to be the Colts. In the AFC East, you got a 9-2 Dolphins right now, 3-7. 4-7 and 2-9 right now. Honestly, they're in the same situation. The Dolphins probably going to win the division for the second time. There's really no way, to me, no one's going to catch up in that situation coming down the stretch. And the AFC West, still some riders over here, 11-0. The Chargers need the Raiders to lose twice. It's going to be hard because they still play on Week 17, so they need them to lose once, actually, for them to try to get the division. Other than that, the Raiders will win this division 4 years in a row. Broncos are fighting for their playoff life along as the Chiefs. Both of them fighting for their playoff lives right now. But it can't be no slip-ups, no hiccups, no nothing. They really got to go undefeated to make it happen. And the NFC North, all that's happening right here is that the Lions are just pulling away right now. The Vikings are on a 4-game skid. Packers lost another game. They have 500 right now, and the Bears are just coasting. But the Lions right now, even though they lost, they still are 3 games ahead of the next man right now. NFC South, Saints 7-3. Panthers look like they just took a loss to the Raiders right now. So again, the Saints look like they're going to win the division. I think it's going to be for the first time too, that the Bucs and the Falcons aren't playing. So at this point, the Saints might be in a situation of him winning the division for the first time. And then over here, we're on a 2-game lead between 3 teams right now. So the Cowboys got to hold on, man. They're coming down the stretch. They can't drop no more games. But I think if they do, I think the football team and the Giants, they both playing. It's still, I don't care if the Giants on a 3-game losing streak. It's still shaky over here enough where it can be, someone can win this division. But right now, Cowboys are looking to win it for the 4th straight time. And then the NFC West, it comes down to the Rams. They got to lose 2 before
we
said and done at this point.
We 8-3. Boone gave me the 4th because it was lagging and shit. So.
Okay.
So I'm still 2 games behind them though.
Yep. So at this point, Rams are on an 8-game winning streak. And until I don't know. I think the 49ers and the Rams played twice already.
Yeah, we split.
All right. So Seahawks and the Rams got to play still. So it looks like, the Rams look like the newcomer of the league comes in and wants to do some work right now. So that's your divisions right now, fellas. I see what's shaking there and what's going down. All right, so when I go back to stats and I look at, we was talking about rookies earlier before I had to cut part 1 short. So I'm going to go back to this and let's look at Coach of the Year right now. So you got the Raiders, the Rams, and the Dolphins, top 3 were Coaches of the Year right now. All right, so in the AFC, I'm going to go back to these rookies right now. Matter of fact, let's just finish. We already seen all this. Let's talk about our top quarterbacks in the AFC right now. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson. I'm going to go now if we see any new names on this list. Marcus Holmes is up here for the most part. All right, so your top 3, Lawrence, Herbert, and Jackson. In the NFC, we're looking at Hudson Card, DJ Ugalele, Justin Fields. And I like to see Justin Fields up here. That means Justin turned it around. Because y'all heard me on previous Real Talks talking about Justin Fields and how I feel like he should be playing better football right now. And I wanted to see that completion percentage go up. And all he did is put out another game, come out very next game after I talked that shit to him, come out here and go perfect. Literally perfect. 300-plus yards and didn't throw an incompletion. So that just told me he heard what I was talking about and he know what's going on. But when you look at some teams right now, you look at these quarterbacks up here, right? And let me slide back to the AFC right now. Because for you to be having records the way you have, right, you got to be, last time we checked on Eric Mahoney, he had 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Now he's back though. He's about to 15 picks at this point now. But I'm still not mad at that, man. You're under 20 right now going into week 12, and most people got 20-plus picks already. So he's managing games at the right pace. So again, one of the hot teams in the league, got a hot quarterback. We know these guys are always up here. We know that already, right? But Baker Mayfield is playing better as well. We know he throw a lot of interceptions, but as a team, I think the defense is holding his team down overall. But offensively, playing well.
Yeah, I agree. I watched a couple. I watched the Jags game and I watched a bit of the Cowboys game. And Baker seems to have his stuff together right now. He dialing stuff up right now. So I feel like he.
Yeah, because Baker Mayfield getting hot at the right time, bro. That's all.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is get hot. You get them hot at the right time, things can happen for you. Now Hudson Card is playing at a very high level. I expected Hudson Card to be a guy up here. I didn't expect him to be the #1 quarterback in the NFC right now, though. DJ Ugalele, after, he's finally, the team is his now. Because the team is his, they got the weapons around him. Same thing with Justin Field. They got the weapons around them right now, and they're starting to show that the team is theirs right now. The running back position is always high, but you got Jalen Berger, who's sneaking out, came out of nowhere, and #2 on this list. Travis Etienne dropped down to 3rd. Sean Dollars is the hot running back over here, though. In my opinion, Sean Dollars is playing at a superstar level for the Giants. He's showing that he can get the carries. He can carry the ball 25 to 30 times a game with no hiccup, and he's balling out right now. 1,000-yard running back. He's playing like he's not a rookie at the end of the day. In the AFC with the running backs, you're looking at Michael Carter. We know he's there, but Hanif Anderson is showing his worth right now, man. Again, the Dolphins are a hot team, and they got their players playing at a high level. You're going to see Dolphins names everywhere on this list right here, all over the place. We know who Najee Harris is, but Lingard is still showing that last season wasn't a fluke. Is there a name up here? Chuba Herbert's back up. He's on here for the first time since season 1. Now that we got a coach over here. The rest of these guys we used to seeing. Rookie Donovan Edwards as well, newcomer to the league right now playing. But when it comes down to running backs, it's still like I think the most impressive one up here right now is Hanif Anderson. At wide receiver, Waddle, Chase, Schwartz. We see this all the time. Before it's said and done, they'll build Chargers somewhere on the board in the top 3, in my opinion. But right now, these guys are, from the first draft class, they playing at a high level, and they continue to play at a high level. Henry Ruggs, at any moment, can go from 4 to 1-2. But Warren Mighty Mike Newman, man, a little 5'8" speed burners up there, and JoJo Early, man. Both these guys are the newcomers of the league. And again, we talked about Jaden Peyote as the new #1 receiver for the Browns right now. And I think now that him and Baker has found their niche, they're on the same page right now. This guy is becoming the true #1 for the Browns right now. Eskridge, we're not used to seeing him sitting at 10, but he's really not the focal point of the offense at this point right now. So that's that. And the NFC receivers right now, we always see veteran names up here like the older guys, and it's starting to change now. Now you're starting to see the real draft players. All right, so Josh Van, again, he's at #1. He's playing a hell of a season right now. I think this name ain't a fluke either. We're going to continue to see this guy up here as a top receiver in the NFC. DK Metcalf landed back at the Seahawks, though he had a steady 2-year season with the Jets, but he's back at where he's comfortable at, and Ugalele is getting comfortable with him in a very short, fast time. Darren Jones, 6'8", is who he is right now, man. He's #3 on this list. I talked about Dejeen Dixon. I thought Dejeen Dixon is the new #1 for the Giants. And Rattler's finding his cover. Still got to figure out Rattler. Got to figure out what's going on with him because he's up and down still. Can we get him at a steady situation at the quarterback spot, and then things change for this guy? But he's #1. Jalen Darden is. I think he's happy about the trade. I think he's glad he went to the Seahawks because he gets featured here.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at O-lineman. Got to show the O-lineman some love. Michael Miranda for the 49ers. Zach Martin for the Rams. Jake Curhan for the Seahawks are your top 3 offensive linemen right now. And the AFC, looking at Mayfield.
Best D tackle in the league.
And then Simpkins the 3rd, boy. Everybody on his team the best player of the league, boy. All right, so D-line, Myles Garrett, man. Sean Price is up here. My boy Sean Price said all I needed was a scenery change, bro. They went from Baltimore to New York, but New Jersey, Meadowlands, where they play at, and all he is #2 on this list right now. Patrick Falk, the best D tackle in the league. Isaiah Loudermilk right behind him. Something to say, is there a name on here that we haven't seen in a while, or we ain't seen for the first time? Zach Pickens, we want to pay attention to the South Carolina graduate. Jalen Phillips is over here. We've seen him up here plenty of time. Harold Landry and Vicky D. So in the AFC, Myles Garrett is still the cream of the crop, man. He's still holding it down, still playing at a high level. In the NFC, Joey Bosa, the Bosa brothers, man. I would think we'd see both the Bosa brothers up here, but they're not, even though I thought we would. Quentin Williams is up here for the first time, too, for the Cowboys since he made a scenery change. Rose is always up here. Tunji, the Cowboys got some guys getting to the quarterback and playing good for their D-line right now. You've seen one. That's about four so far. 1, 2, 3 of them right now. Basham, Burns, Orlando, and Chase Young. Most of these names are always up here all the time when it comes down to the D-line. Linebackers, Fred Warner, balling. He was on the block. He got pissed off that the 49ers was thinking about trading him at all, and all he is the #1 linebacker in the NFC right now. Isaiah Simmons, we know who he is. Quay Walker, another 49er, and DeMarvion Overshawn is back, but the newcomer on this list is Ty McBride, the my player for the Panthers right now. A lot of these names we used to seeing, this is the name we ain't used to seeing, Ty McBride. We have to dig into him and see what he's actually doing on the year right now. In the AFC, Brian Williamson, the my player. Raiders got Land Dixon balling. Hussein Brewer is playing at a high level. Dylan Moses is always up here. Pat Poe is new. Queen is actually new up here for the Titans have my guy up here for the first time as well. So I don't care about the record. I care about what these guys are doing. They're stepping up. They're playing at a good level right now. And for most of the names we see all the time. But some of these guys, especially Hussein Brewer, I think he deserves to be where he's at right now at #3. Because he's a monster, bro. I just played the computer playing that team, and he made every tackle. All right, so at DBs right now in the AFC, Marco Wilson at #2. You're going to see a lot of #2 corners up here because the #1s, man, they just don't get tested really like that. But Marco Wilson, the #2 corner for the Browns, sitting at 1 right now. Isaiah Taylor Stewart, the #2 corner for the Chargers, with their #1 secondary in the league. He's sitting at up here on 2 because of J.C. Horn. Jonathan Abrams, all the reason why he's up here in that 3, depending on what he wants to do. Whoever he uses out of those 2 safeties is going to be up there. Martin Johnson, the #2 corner for the Dolphins, is up here. He's playing at a high level. I think he has the most interceptions out of all the corners. Fred Davis, the rookie, we talked about him in episode 1. He's balling at a high level too. Deuce Chestnut, another Dolphin. I told you you'll see Dolphins up here all day long because they playing really good football. Terrell Edmonds, Derek Stingley, James Williams, and then Trill Williams. So you got Ravens at the bottom holding it down. All right. I know I probably did this, but I want to see, I want to break down corners, the cornerbacks of the league right now. Let's get into getting the INTs.
That's great. Show them why you great, baby.
All right. So let's look at cornerbacks that's playing at a high level. They got the picks right now. So you got Marco Wilson with 12. Isaac Taylor Stewart with 11. Martin Johnson with 10. Then you got Simpkins, the my player, with 9. You got Rodarius Williams for the Lions, 8. Fred Davis with 8. Mikael Wright for the for the Raiders with 7. Stingley with 7. Trill Williams with 7. Trey Brown with 7. And then Isaiah Bolden with 7. Any more corners up here? Keon Clinton. All right, we're going to 6. I'm only talking about the guys with 7. Even though we got some, so we got some top corners in the league pick wise. That don't make them the best corners in the league because they getting all these interceptions right now. But the guys that's playing the most, let's look at Marco Wilson and his stats for a second. All right, so in 3 seasons, every year he's went up when it comes down to interceptions. 21, just had 2. 22 for Cleveland. 23 at 6, and now he at 12 right now. So he's playing high. I think this is a direct indication of how good Denzel Ward is over there, because he's getting the work. He's getting the ball, getting the targets. They throwing at him. They got to. When you got a Denzel Ward on your team, you got to throw the ball his way. He's giving up 1 catch this year, and he has a touchdown as well, man. So he's balling right now, man. He's playing at a high level.
Best D tackle in the league.
Let's look at who else up here right now. That corners. Look at the corners that's playing right now. All right, so let's look at Isaac's Teller Stewart, man. So at the end of the day, man, when you draft a cornerback with 97, 98 speed, I mean, he's already a speed burner. You got the speed. Like this, that's the one thing the Chargers got. They got super speed in their secondary.
BTG, best league tackle in the league.
All right, so as a rookie, he had 4 picks. Last year he had 7. Right now he got 11 right now. So he trending up as two heads says swing wag. Swing Wagner. Check Waddle. Sent Max Payne an invite.
Max Payne. Max Payne. All right.
Fastest kid on earth. The kid runs the 4.2.